Call city council meeting for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. In order, could I have roll call, please?
Councilmember Graham.
Here.
Sledding. Here. Voss.
Here.
Dodson.
Here.
Burbank.
Here.
Goki.
Here.
Rainey.
Here.
And Mayor Jessup.
Here.
We have all seven of the council and Mayor present.
Thank you. Would everyone please rise as Councilmember Burbank leads us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the start of winter, I guess. We had snow, now we're gonna have cold. Hopefully it doesn't last too long. First thing tonight, I am looking for approval of the council agenda. We have one addition tonight. It is, I lost my notes in that. 2.4.3 on the consent agenda, so that has been added. With that, I'd look for a motion to approve the agenda with the addition. Motion by Brent to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Don. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. First thing tonight, we've got a public hearing, 1.2. It's preliminary assessments for the 2026 18th Street Southeast Reconstruction Project. And along with that is resolution 1.2.1, 81-25, that's the 18th Street Reconstruction Project Order Improvement and Authorized Plans, and we will go to Public Works Director Sean Murphy for that. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, with this public hearing, we are also requesting approval of resolution 81-25, which is ordering improvements and authorizing plans for our 18th Street Southeast Reconstruction Project, which will include trail extension from a recently constructed trail segment between Lynn Drive and Austin Road on 18th Street. A little bit of background: on October 7th, Council approved Resolution 58-25 to order the feasibility report for our 18th Street Southeast Reconstruction Project. On November 6th, property owners were mailed notice of the preliminary assessment and public hearing, and a notice was published in Owatonna People's Press. Additional project information was available and presented and explained to those at an informational meeting held on November 17th. If this project is approved, project completion is anticipated to be in fall of 2026. Following project completion, the property owners may pay the assessment in full within 30 days of billing, with no interest to accrue. If not paid, the assessment amount will be certified to the Steele County Assessor for collection with property taxes over a 10-year period, with an annual interest rate which will be set after the proposed assessment hearing. The next step in the construction process is to direct the engineering staff to finalize plans and specifications for the 18th Street Southeast Reconstruction Project. Project is going to be paid for through a combination of assessments, federal funds, state funds, transportation alternative funding, local trail connections grant, sanitary sewer funds, stormwater funds, OPU reimbursements, and the general fund. With that, staff recommends.
Thank you. We will now open up the public hearing at 7:04. Anyone that would like to talk about the preliminary assessments, please come forward, sign in, state your name, and you will be heard.
I'm Dean Shuey. I own a property at 870 Southeast 18th Street. Happens to be on the north side of the proposed development. And I'm just here, I guess, to point out a few things. For one thing, I think there's a huge safety concern. We have a trail that comes up on the south side from Captain's Woods all the way up to the old Salvation Army, crosses at a very, very highly trafficked intersection to the north side, follows the north side down to get to the school, which is a very, very heavily trafficked area, and we ask people to go back across it there. So we've got two safety concerns right there. I don't think that that makes a whole lot of sense. The school is on the south side of the street. It would have made more sense to have everything stay on the south side of the street. As a property owner, I think it's a little unfair for us to have to give up our parking on that side. We also lose a fair amount of trees, actually an awful lot of trees on the north side of the street all the way along. And also we have a trail that is much, much closer to our houses than we've ever had before. So it seems like it's a very unfair situation for people who live on the north side of the street versus the south side of the street, and a huge safety concern. That's my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Shuey. Anyone else? Seeing no one coming up, I look for a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close.
Motion by Doug to close, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the public hearing is closed. Now we're up to council comment on this. Does council have any questions in regards to this? Nate?
When did this trail and water sidewalk plan, do you have any idea when that was in?
That I do not know, but I do know that it was part of our 2020 Parks and Trails Master Plan. It could have come before that, Jenna, I don't know if you recall or not.
I just know it's part of the,
Yeah.
2019, 2020 master plan.
Any other questions? With that, no other questions. We have resolution 1.2.1 to order, improve, and authorize plans. I look for a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Don. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up tonight is Mayor Jessup. Have you got anything for us this evening, sir?
Nothing tonight, thank you, Council President Green.
Thank you. So consent agenda, this consists of minutes, meetings, minor things, all lumped into one vote. With that, I would look for a motion to approve the consent agenda. Motion by Dan to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the consent agenda is approved. First up on the action item tonight is the finance report, and with that, I will turn that over to Doug Voss.
Thank you, President Rainey. Following our checks over $20,000 for your consideration for payment tonight. $41,257 to Advanced Engineering and Environment, that's SCADA programming for our 3 different locations. $85,750 to erosion control for irrigation, river rock, and aluminum edging. $24,264 to Hilliard for an auto scrubber rider at the wastewater plant and janitorial supplies. $66,822 to Innovative Masonry Restoration, Masonry Repair and Tuck Pointing. $326,970 to Near North Title Group for purchase 1301 South Oak Avenue. $31,077 to the Owatonna Area Chamber of Commerce, that is the September lodging tax. $40,591 to Short Elliott Hendrickson for the 18th Street Southeast Reconstruction and Trail Project. $145,578 to Southeast Service Cooperative for the November 2025 health insurance premiums. $36,054 to US Bank for the entire organization monthly credit card purchases through September and October. Other expenditures, $209,815.74 for a subtotal of $1,008,182.24. Added to that are HRA housing assistance payments of $107,485 for a grand total tonight for your approval of $1,115,667.95.
Thank you. You've heard Vice President Boss's report. Any questions on that?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Nate to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We have one ordinance tonight, 3.2.1. It's the first reading for proposed ordinance 25-13 to amend section 113-063, license authorized brewer off-sale malt liquor. And with that, we'll go to, let's see, Mr. Ertl. Oh, Mr. Walgren?
You can take it.
So this is the first reading of proposed ordinance 12-25 to amend the city code section 113.063, license authorization to the 2015 city ordinance code. The Mineral Springs Brewery is currently licensed as a tap room facility, and it's seeking to have off-sale malt liquor license approved. The off-sale license allows the Mineral Springs Brewery to sell malt liquor in growlers, which are containers, and also allowed to sell it in cans. And so this is the first reading for that type of big license.
Any questions on this? I do have one. Jeanette, one of the owners of this group, asked me this afternoon, should it be approved tonight and approved in 2 weeks? Then they just have to approve.
When approved, there's a license, application that will be signed once we have the ordinance completed, that license is applicable. We send it to Minnesota Agent, and they actually have to do an inspection. I talked with Mark, and I also sent information to Bill with regards to the application, so they can complete the application and submit it, so we'll have it ready to go after the next meeting of 16th.
So if we approve tonight, approve on the 16th,
They can't start putting it in hands until the state, even though they have the license.
That was my question.
Yeah, it can't be implemented until after the state has done the inspection, to make sure that they're using a canning device which meets standards and codes.
okay, thank you. Any other questions? Hearing none, for a motion to approve. Motion by Nate to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Don, this being an ordinance, I'd ask for a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember McCann.
Aye.
Stenby.
Aye.
Voss.
Aye.
Dodson.
Aye.
Burbank.
Aye.
Bulkey.
Aye.
Rainey.
Aye.
All 7 ayes.
Thank you. And the second reading, right now is tentatively planned for the 16th of December. We have one miscellaneous item, or two miscellaneous items tonight. First one is 3.3.1 cooperative agreement with Lake Colmeyer Boat Landing with the Department of Natural Resources. And with that, from Park and Recreation, we have Danny Licht.
Thank you, Mayor. So what I'm here for today is this fall, when we had a removal of the Lake Colmeyer boat launch dock, it became beyond repair. So staff reached out to the Minnesota DNR on just kind of questions on if they have any funding sources that might be available to replace the dock, being that it is a public water access spot. The DNR did say yes. They do have $22,000 worth of funding available to the city to replace that dock. Staff did obtain a quote to replace it at the same spot, a 60-foot dock, and it would be just over $21,000. The city does have the opportunity to replace that come this next year in 2026, but we do have that funding available to us until December of 2027, should we not approve utilizing it in 2026. Really, next steps for this is, it is a reimbursable, amount, so city, once it approved, we would then take the contract and the map for the location to the DNR. Once the contract is fully executed by both parties, the dock can be purchased and the city will be reimbursed for actual costs upon completion of the project. Did you guys have any questions?
Thank you. Any questions for Danny on this? Hearing none, I look for a motion to approve.
Motion by
Don to approve, do I have a second? Second by Brent. Any further discussion? I've just got, first of all, I think Danny did such a great job, she should present all the time. She loves doing that. The other thing in talking with Mr. Wilker today, we were very fortunate to get this grant. It was obviously, like Danny said, in dire need, so a benefit to the city of Owatonna through a DNR grant, it's a great thing. With no other comments, I look for a motion to approve. Motion by Nate to approve, do I have a second? Second by Brent. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Our last miscellaneous item tonight is 3.3.2, tobacco and 3.3.2 off-sale liquor license for 590 North State Avenue. That is for Owatonna Incorporated. And we will go to Jenna Tuma again for that.
Thank you. Yeah, we received an application for a tobacco license and a 3.2 malt liquor off-sale license for Owatonna. And they are currently in the process of acquiring the property at 590 North Cedar Avenue from Fastlane. They will continue the operation as a convenience store with the transfer of ownership and operation starting on January 1st, 2026. We've received their insurance application and payment for the fees and the license. Chief Mundell has given the approval of the background. Staff looks for a recommendation to approve it.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Hearing none, look for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Doug to approve, do I have a second? Second by Dave. Any further discussion?
Just one
Yes.
correction. Jenna, you said North Cedar, it's North State.
It's Martin Street.
North State,
North State,
That's the one right here.
right here.
the location.
Thank you for the clarification.
So can we make that change?
I have it on the agenda listed right, as far as
Okay.
the item, it's wrong in the memo, but
Okay.
it is North State.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Staff report tonight, we have one staff report, it is with Sean Merker, our Public Works Director.
Thank you. Jackson, if we could get that slideshow put up, that would be awesome.
Do you have music?
All right, so we'll start with update with our wastewater treatment facility expansion project. Great news, as of November 26th, we have reached substantial completion on this project. Have a few pictures taken fairly recently, just after they got done paving, stabilizing some of the soil with hydroseed and mulch. It's really a formal process from substantial completion is a formal process with our NPCA permit and the approvals we received through the NPCA to expand our wastewater treatment facility. It's basically saying that we're ready to operate. We do have a number of things to close out in terms of punch list items, but we'll be working through those over the next few months with our engineers and our contractor, Rice Lake Construction. This is obviously a little bit later than expected, roughly about 9 months, and through the number of work change directives and change orders that were approved. We can go back to some of the reasons why. A lot of the electrical components were delayed, I believe over 2 years in what we were expecting from at the time of bidding. So I think our contractor and our engineers did a great job in terms of adjusting, modifying those schedules so that we could keep our contractor working without losing, essentially 2 years of work. And just a reminder, we increased capacity at our wastewater treatment facility from 5 million gallons per day to roughly 9.1 million gallons per day. So it's about an 80% increase, which is going to open a lot of doors for future growth, and also allowed for the city of Medford to come on as a new user. Their project is expected to be completed in March, April of 2026. So with that, just want to bring them into the picture that this is a regional facility, or will be as soon as they are sending their flow to us, and played a major role in the city receiving $22.5 million from state bonding. So, and just one more thing to add, we are planning to have a grand opening next spring to formally dedicate the facility. It's tentatively scheduled for May 16th in 2026, and just be sure to follow for more information later this winter. Next slide, Jackson. Timely to give a little bit of an update from our streets division. First snowfall of the 2025-2026 season. Had roughly 7 inches of snow that were reported at our airport. Took place over this past holiday weekend. We utilized 18 pieces of heavy equipment, and the initial removal took roughly 12 hours with 8 additional hours of cleanup. Each snow event like this costs the city on average between $50,000 and $60,000. So it's a significant undertaking, to remove roughly 140 miles worth of snow from all of our roadways in one fall swoop. So that number can rise with higher accumulations or persistent accumulation over days and days where we have to ice when we have to de-ice with salt. So just a reminder, please remember to observe winter parking restrictions to aid in our timely and quite expensive operation to remove snow from our roadways. Make sure receptacles are behind the curb and in driveways. Remove snow from sidewalks within 24 hours. And please slow down and allow plenty of space between motorists and our snowplows. Next slide. Couple updates from our engineering division. So we finished our 2025 street utility project, which cost roughly $1.9 million. It was a total reconstruct of Lynn Drive and Oakdale Street. Wenzel Construction out of Owatonna was a prime contractor. As I said, it was a full reconstruct, so we replaced water main and services, sanitary sewer and services, storm sewer, curb and gutter, and paving were all part of that project. The project is almost complete with just a few punch list items remaining. Next slide. Another project we finished this year was our 18th Street Trail extension from Kaplan's Woods all the way to Austin Road on 18th Street. This multi-use trail is for both pedestrian and bicycle use. It was completed by Hewlin Brothers out of Albert Lee, and they were the prime contractor on the project. Again, just have a few punch list items left on this project, but it's mostly complete. Cost roughly $890,000. It was funded through our state aid, and we received federal support through the Transportation Alternatives Program. It's a quick update from Public Works. Any questions?
Any questions for Sean?
I have one. How are we going to educate people on how to properly use the back-end parking?
We have signs up and we put out some communication, we're working on more, so once we get some heavier use, come springtime, we're well prepared for that.
Okay. I would like to make one other comment too. The wastewater plant is phenomenal. So anybody in the audience, if you get a chance, I think May, did you say?
May 16th.
Put that on your calendar and take a tour of that. It's really incredible.
It is, and we, I can't thank our wastewater treatment facility staff enough. They take a lot of pride. They took a lot of pride before the expansion, and they take even more now. So they do a great job taking care of the facility.
Any other questions for Sean? I've got a couple. First, the wastewater treatment plant. When the decision was made by council to go ahead with that, I believe the price tag was around $35 million.
It could have been,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on that level, yeah.
Just a few years, are we gonna be a little under 70 million by the time we're done? 65 million?
From a construction cost standpoint, we're about 59 million right now, but all the pre-plan and development plans, yeah, we're pretty close to that $70 million mark.
So, took a long time to get done, and MPCA kind of almost doubled the cost because of the years that we had to wait for it, but thankfully it's done. People don't really think about wastewater treatment plants until you flush a toilet and nothing happens, so it's very critical infrastructure for the city. Second, snow removal this weekend. I only received one email, actually it was a text from a constituent. Appreciate the citizens being patient. It was the first snowfall of the year, a significant snowfall of the year, and started out with the freezing rain and scraping it off. And the patience by the citizens, someone's gonna be the first street plowed, someone's gonna be the last. There's no way around that. And so thank you to the citizens for the patience on the snow plowing. It is very much appreciated. Our guys were out, I believe, 12 hours straight. And then rest time and then back out again. So they did a great job. So thank you. We're now up to public comments. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please approach the microphone, sign in, and state your name and address for the record after being acknowledged by the council president. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes to deliver their comments. Council Vice President Voss will be timing and holding up a hand after 2 minutes 45 seconds to notify the speaker they have 15 seconds to complete their comment. Those speaking are once again asked to conduct themselves in a respectful manner as they deliver their comments. Audience members are asked to refrain from reacting to comments. Council will not respond directly to comments in this venue or take immediate action in response to them. With that, I will open it up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm back. I just wanted to do a little second part to what I was talking about earlier, in that we talked about transparency, we talked about letting people know if there was a lot of due diligence done, finding ways for citizens to be able to access that information. I know it's out there. I know Jenna spent some time showing me. Not everybody gets that few moments. So I'm going to be working with as many people as possible, figuring out a way for us to do that. But I think the biggest thing is for us as constituents, as citizens, to be able to be here, to engage, to ask the questions. And I know that we can't do it now, but to send our emails, to continue to send emails, to continue to make those calls, to continue to connect with all our representatives, our senators, our congressmen, and make sure that we are doing our part as much as we expect due diligence.
we have to do it as well. And I just wanna put out there that as many of us as possible will be doing that, so that we can make sure that whatever is, I think we said it best earlier, any, transparency is a two-way street, and I don't think that there will be pushback with all the due diligence that's being done and the work that's being done. I don't expect a lot of pushback. I think transparency is very easy to be had if the right procedures have been taken place. So I just want to make sure that we encourage one another in both parts of that transparency, and that I really, for anybody who's watching this video, you probably see me all over Facebook, but let's unite, let's work together, and let's make sure that we are doing our part as best as we can, even if it's just doing it in our neighborhood, doing it in our houses, doing it at the gaming center or the gaming room of the library. I don't know what that is, but let's do that, because then we have that voice, we've done our part, and it's very possible. With 100 citizens, we can do a lot. So just encouraging us all, and thank you guys again.
Thank you. Anyone else this evening?
My name is Carl Weeman. I live on the other side of the pond on Glendale Street. And we bought our house back in 1986. Since that time, the taxes have gone way up. And when we bought it, there was more houses available, similar in size, up on the north end of town. The realtor all at once told us, hey, here's one for you. Looked at it, we liked it, but it was a whole lot more money. And they said, well, you got a big backyard, you don't mow it. It's West Hills. So it was okay, we ended up buying it, paying the extra money. Well, 2 years ago, neighbor next to us sold his house, and all at once ours went up 20% on the taxes. 20% for 1 year. And I called, talked to the assessor, and they ended up, he talked to me and he says, well, they just sold that house for that, yours must be worth it too because it's similar. And you got this big backyard. Okay, that's the second time we heard that in the past 20, 30 years. And then go on with it, now this year, it went up another almost 4%, proposed. So it's getting there awful big. And talking more about the West Hills area, ends up, that is used by lots and lots of people. For example, this year with the snow, the first little snow we had last week, there's people out there already. Now, this Saturday night and Sunday, they were out there, and other neighbors can tell you, they're there till almost midnight sometimes. They use the light from West Hills and they're going down. You have that pond there, you don't want to move it. That was put in without even telling us. But if you move it, and then you've got all this hard surface of roofs from the buildings, as well as the asphalt and parking, that's going to go in the pond, it's going to raise the water level around the area. We already got one neighbor across the street that has 2 sump pumps in his basement because of the water level came up with at that time with the pond. Is it going to go up again? Probably. So what I'm getting at is we got to look at a different spot. And some of the notes that I have made, oh, by the way, our property from the back of the house to the north of West Hills area.
So you have 15 seconds, sir.
Is only 55 feet because all of Glendale is on ours. The people that had originally the brewers up on the hill, wouldn't give any part of the street. So then the farmer that had it gave up, and that's why we got a very small lot with all of the street on our land. Can I go on a little more?
No, cause
I
we
was
gotta
gonna
be fair
come
to
up-
all.
I was gonna come and say a little bit with the other one.
Yeah, we have to be fair to all, we have to be consistent.
Okay,
Thank you. Anyone else this evening?
Your turn.
I won't be nice.
Would you like me to have a part two?
Seeing no one else coming up, we'll close the public comment. We're now up to, council, and first up tonight, Councilmember McCann.
I have to go first, Ken.
It's on,
I know.
it's on the list.
I do want to appreciate what the city crews did with the snow plowing. I didn't get any complaints. I thought it was a first-rate job. Thank you for that. Today I was out at the airport. WCCL came down and did an expose on the T-38 trainers. It was pretty good deal. At Beaver did kind of the background, or Dave Beaver, I'm sorry. I know, Dave, yeah.
I caught it.
And then Thurno did kind of the history, and I got to do a little bit about what it means to Owatonna. I was hoping that Doug Voss would come, because Doug has more knowledge on it, but sorry for that. He didn't show, so we put in the B team to do that, so, that's supposed to air on WCCO, Wednesday, I believe it's the 10th, at 10 on the 10 p.m. report, so I think they'll do a nice job. Other than that, went to the park board meeting last night. We talked about the dock, and they're very happy about what they're doing, and thank Dan for that. And that's all I got.
Thank you. Mr. Spendy.
I just wanted to thank everybody who showed up tonight for our truth and taxation hearing. It's the most people I've seen here at our truth and taxation hearings that I've been on council. So I think the people coming out and kind of showing us what our budget means and what it, if we can get lower, but we'll see.
Thank you. Mr. Voss.
Yes, I would just like to thank everybody for coming tonight. We enjoy having people here, so we've had lots of meetings in the past where there's nobody here, so it's fun to have lots of people here. I would like to reiterate what she said. I'm sorry, I don't. Okay. Yes, thank you. You know, we ran for council so that we could represent people, and we want to hear from you. So use us, give us a call, talk to us, and maybe not look quite so much at Facebook. I don't know what's on there because I don't have it, but you know, feel free to give us a call. That's what we're supposed to do. So, thank you.
Councilmember Dotson.
I will echo the sentiments of Doug and Brent. People showing up, thank you. That's, as long as I've been on the council, it's always been tough for people to show up and share their feelings on budget and many other things, so we appreciate you showing up. A quick thing, I utilized Grok to find out, I was very curious. I've been on the council a while, and I was trying to figure out a good way to compare us to other communities. So I asked Grok if Owatonna is a high-tax city compared to other Minnesota cities. So AI is not perfect, but I will give you a quick breakdown of what I found. The state average of the effective tax rate is 1.12%. Owatonna is at 1.41%. You can quibble as to whether or not the other communities are comparable. Austin, I would say, is probably the closest. They're at 1.28. Rochester is at 1.15. St. Paul's 1.24. Minneapolis is 1.25. As median home values and some other price signals, I guess I would say. So all of that being considered, the verdict is that higher than average property taxes in Owatonna when compared to large cities, but it's reasonably comparable to smaller outstate cities, but slightly on the higher end. So I know there's potentially this thought that Owatonna is a significantly higher cost community. Data would show it's potentially a little bit high, and given that I usually am fighting to get the levy lowered, but I did want to have some data to base that opinion. And so that's just some information I found very quickly on Brock.
Thank you.
That's it.
Councilmember Burbank.
What is that called?
Brock. AI.
We all gotta get used to AI, I guess. I can't really add much other than what's been said.
Thank you. Councilmember Bulkey.
A couple of things. One, I think every day about our constituents and about our city of Owatonna, and I struggle with it. I hope the reduction in the levy will help alleviate some of the pain that we all feel. I know that when we do this, that the needs don't go away from our city. For instance, if we were looking at buying a skid steer this year, I don't know if we are or not, I guess, whatever. You know, the guys know what the useful life is of the skid steer, and they know where the sweet spot is when we're going to trade it and what the trade-in value is. When we push that off, whether it's tuck pointing, whether it's skid steer, whatever we cut here, 4% or 3%, I guess, whatever we cut doesn't go away. That skid steer that we maybe put on hold, now in a year or two, is gonna cost more money, and our trade-in value is gonna go down. So, we kinda kicked the can down the road a little bit, but I hope that it helps those that are truly hurting. Or, you know, I'm certainly not the smartest guy that ever graduated from OHS. I'm probably not the smartest guy here by a long shot. But we're people just like you. We live here. We try and do what's best for everybody. We're nothing special. We're silly enough to throw our name in the hat and yikes, we got elected. So it's not like us against you. We value your feedback. We try and make ourselves accessible. Now, I can't remember a truth in taxation. I've only been on 2 or 3 years, but I can't remember a truth in taxation meeting that kind of went like this one did. And myself, as a councilman, speaking only for myself, I was very dissatisfied. I thought there were some questions that were asked politely, courteously, that I thought we knew the answers to. Right now, we know the answers. Why we could not have some give and take with this and have a little more transparency. I know in past truth and taxation, we've had very few people here. This one has brought out everyone, and I feel bad because I know there are questions that we don't know the answer to, that we could have answered these folks. And instead of that one gentleman that left said, thanks for nothing. Well, shoot, that makes me feel like I didn't do my job. And I know that's the way this protocol should go, but next year I hope we can do much better, especially if we've got some answers that we can have, whether we have to make this meeting 2 hours long or a half hour, you know, whatever, but we should be able to have some feedback in this, give us some live answers, especially if you know. If we don't know, write it down, let's get that going. Sorry, that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Mayor Jessup.
Just want to echo the sentiments that the gentlemen have spoken tonight. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I hope that our last meeting and this meeting is a trend going forward. And say, I've been here for less than a year, but usually these council meetings, attendance is in single digits at best. So to have a group of people here is heartening. The public to be showing an interest in what's going on up here is fabulous. We're here the first and third Tuesday of every month, so come on out. And you know, Sarah standing up and saying and inviting everybody involved, come here, come on, be a part of it. Please do, please do. Like Dan just said, you know, we need your feedback. We're all lucky enough to wake up every day and know that we represent everybody sitting in this room plus another 27,000 people. And we're lucky to be here, we know that. Is there some pressure that goes along with it? Sure, there's some pressure that goes along with it, no one's gonna lie about that. But we're all very lucky to be here, and we choose to be here. And we owe all of you this opportunity. So thank you for being here. Please continue to show up. First snowfall, yeah, crews did a fabulous job, John. They were all great. I never heard one complaint, no email, no texts, nothing, so well done once again.
Thank you. City Administrator Tim.
Yes, thank you. I just want to echo from a staff standpoint, we really appreciate the public coming and sharing their questions and feedback. It helps us make our decisions, work with the council on making that plan going forward. We also take a lot of pride in our work and represent this community well, and it is 27,000 people we're representing, and it's fun to see some passion, and I encourage people to come and contact myself, you can contact Emily Hamer, any one of us too, to help answer some of those questions. Dan, that you mentioned that, you know, we want to get the right information to the people so they can make the right decisions, and so misinformation doesn't do anybody any good, so I'm always making myself available to answer a question. And so with that, we do have our website, that is the Notify Me, right on the front page of the Owatonna.gov. It's a round circle towards the third page down, Notify Me. You can sign up for any kind of newsletters, information on budgets, the council, and so it is one way to have it delivered directly to your email and stay involved and engaged with us. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Is the truth taxation slide up on the website?
We will be sharing those with after we're done today. And we did record that live stream.
So for me, a couple things. Sarah, is that correct?
Yes,
2 weeks ago, you were one that the transparency, I appreciate it goes both ways. Jenna explained that night, hey, and put on the big screen, hey, here's opportunities, come in and we'll walk you through it. You took the challenge. Thank you. It's, you could have walked away and, well, don't care. You wanted to learn, how do I get there? And I think you'll admit that once you see it, okay, it's a good tool. It's not perfect, nothing is, but appreciate that you took the next step in doing that. That's how you become knowledgeable. You don't become knowledgeable on Facebook or Twitter or X or whatever else is out there. It's asking the questions. People always, they'll tell me, well, didn't you know that this was going on? It's a big community. We don't know. Don't assume that because we sit on the dais, we know things. If we don't hear it, we may or may not know. Second thing, we've got police officers here tonight. Once again, yes, it's part of their job, but they give up their holidays. They give up a lot. They were not with their families, a lot of them on Thanksgiving, because they were fire and police protecting our community. And so the police officers that are here, Chief Mondale, please thank your staff. Ed Hoffman was here. We appreciate that. It is not Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We appreciate the service that you provide 24/7. Thank you. With no other business before us, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Motion by Nate to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Sorry.
Second by Dan. There will be no discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you all.